A very good morning to all of you. Myself, Dr. Varun Narayan Mishra, and today I am going to discuss about the extraction of built-up area for urban planning and mapping using satellite images. So it is very important to know how we can easily extract, how we can precisely and accurately extract the built-up area for any kind of urban planning and urban management activities. So remote sensing images, the satellites provided by different remote sensing sensors are very much important for extraction of the built-up area. Before starting the topic, first we need to know how remote sensing is useful for monitoring the spatial distribution and growth of the urban built-up area. As we know that the satellite images are available at different spatial and spectral resolution. So using satellite images at varying spatial resolution, we can easily monitor the spatial distribution and the growth of the urban areas. Okay, so urban areas may have different categories. It may have residential area, it may be commercial area, it may be industrial area. So we need to discriminate, we need to focus on the discrimination of urban area into different classes. So here we are going to discuss only about the built up area extraction. Built up area means all the construction, all the area having some construction that will be used for residential and commercial area. So the rate of the population growth are higher than the overall growth in the most of the countries. As we know that there is a rapid urbanization in all over the world. This rapid urbanization is because of the population growth, the fast population growth, and it is very high in comparison to the developed countries. So in most of the developing countries like India, the population growth is very high in comparison to the other developed countries. So urbanization is a, you can say urbanization is a global problem. Most of the countries, most of the cities in world are facing rapid population growth and rapid urbanization. Okay, and urban areas are dominated by built up land with impervious surfaces. So entire urban area is not used for living in that area. The only the built up land of that urban area will be used for the living purposes, will be used for different kinds of activities by the human. Okay, and this built up area is a kind of impervious surface. Impervious surfaces are a kind of surfaces which don't allow water to go inside. Okay, that's kind of, you can say, these surfaces don't allow or don't pour the water to go into the underground surface. So it is very important to have the availability of multi-temporal data sets. Temporal information is required of the urban area. It is of great importance for the planners and decision makers. And fortunately, we are having satellite remote sensing technique that offers the considerable amount of the data to meet the requirement of the urban growth analysis and urban growth mapping. So, as all we know that built up area, non built up area, any kind of urban feature, any kind of real world objects can be identified using satellite images, can be identified using any kind of remote sensing images. Okay, now moving to the next slide. So these are some work done by different authors for different part of the world, like this work by Mess et al. In 2000. He worked on the Washington DC area of USA by using NDVI differencing approach. By using NDVI differencing approach, we can easily monitor the changes over the urban area. Okay. Then Zheng et al. In 2002, they have studied the changes of the Beijing in China. That is because that is based on the integrated approach of the road density layer with spectral bands for the post classification. So this greatly reduced the spectral confusion and increased the accuracy of the change reduction. So these are some work done by using remote sensing technology for getting the information about the changes in urban area, changes in the impervious surfaces, and how there is a loss of vegetation at the cost of improved or increased built up area. Okay, this is another work done by Zhu in 2000. Okay, so he used the combination of different spectral signatures from satellites at different spectral bands and perform the supervised classification. So based on the analysis of spectral response differences between the built-up land and various non-built-up classes within the multispectral bands. Okay, so spectral response analysis, the signatures created by satellite images created on the basis of the spectral response of different multispectral data sets can be used to perform the supervised classification. So on the basis of supervised classification, we can create the temporal data sets of the urban area of a city, and now we can see the amount of, we can quantitatively or qualitatively analyze or study the changes in the built up area or non built up area using that information. Zian and Crane, they have worked on the watershed of Florida by using the regression tree algorithm. It's a kind of machine learning method that is used to map the urban impervious surfaces and can be done, and they have used the unsupervised classification to reveal the related land cover, and they got the accuracy greater than 85%. These are some works done by different authors for showing or for demonstrating the potential of remote sensing technique, potential of geoinformatics approach in urban planning or urban studies using based on some spectral response pattern. Okay, so this is an important index that is known as normalized difference built up index, or we call it as a NDBI. Okay, when we talk about the extraction of built up area, so this index is very important to extract the built up area from your satellite images. Okay, so the development of this index was based on the unique spectral response of built up land that have higher reflectance in MIR and within the NIR wavelength. So the built up area is having high reflectance in MIR band, that is mid infrared band, and lower reflectance in the near infrared band. So when we use the difference and when we use the addition of an MIR and NIR band, and we use the ratio of these two values, then the index is known as normalized difference built up index. Okay, this index highlights the urban areas where is a typically a higher reflectance in the short wave infrared region that is compared to the near infrared region. Okay, this index is very important for the extraction of built up area. If you are having the Landsat images, in the Landsat images there are total Landsat TM images having total 7 bands, so you need to select the MIR and NIR band of that satellite image, and by applying this formula you can write this formula in the band math option present in the NV or model builder option available in the ADAS imaging. By writing this formula in a band math or any kind of software, you can easily run this normalized difference built up index, and you will extract the built up area from that satellite images. So the application of these kind of built up index includes the watershed runoff prediction and land use planning. Okay, second index is built up index only. This is not normalized difference built up index. This is simple the built up index. This built up index is the binary image with only the higher positive value indicates the built up and barren. Thus it allows the built up index to map the built up area automatically. Okay, so when we extract the normalized difference built up index from the normalized difference vegetation index, we can have the built up index. So for creating the built up index map or for calculating the built up index, we need to first calculate the normalized difference built up index, then we will calculate normalized difference vegetation index. When we subtract NDBI from the normalized difference vegetation index, we will have the built up index only. So this built up index map shows only the image in the form of binary format that will show you the built up and the built up land and non built up area. Okay, so this built up index is also very important to map the built up area. This is the automatic categorization or automatic for creation, or you can say the automatic mapping of the built up area by using normalized difference built up index and normalized difference water index. Okay, yeah, this is the image. This is the mapping of a built up area in a part of Chennai. So this study area is located in the West Chennai and was selected as the study area to evaluate the performance of normalized difference built-up index. So this is a satellite image. This is the false colored composite image showing a part of West Chennai. Okay, this area is covers. This area is about 12,000 and 12.15 square kilometer. The satellite image was acquired from the Landsat TM sensor on 23rd May 1991. This image was captured by Landsat TM sensor on this date. Okay, and it is shown here in the form of false color composite. So by getting this kind of image, first you need to select the NIR and MIR band from that Landsat TM sensor data, and now we can run the normalized difference built-up index by applying the formula which I have discussed in the previous slide, and you can get the built-up area. You can easily demarcate, you can extract the built-up area. Okay, so this is the these are the maps showing the built-up area, and the second map is showing the built-up index, processed image of the study area, and NDBI processed image of the study area. So figure 2 is showing the built-up area based on the normalized difference built-up index. In the first image was derived by applying the formula of normalized difference built-up index, and the second image was derived. The second image is derived based on the formula of built-up index, that is BU. BU is equal to normalized difference built-up index minus normalized difference vegetation index. So for applying built-up index formula, you need also to calculate the vegetation index, normalized difference vegetation index. Then you will subtract built-up index from the vegetation index, and you will get the built-up area. So you can see here the second image, the second photograph, the second built-up area is more accurate than the normalized difference built-up index. So you can see some of the urban area, some of the built-up area is more highlighted in the image based on the built-up index in comparison to the image which is based on the normalized difference built-up index. Okay, yeah, from figure it is easily identified that the higher values in the range indicates the built-up area, whereas very low or negative value indicates the barren land or forest area. So the NDBI approach is an effective method for automatic mapping urban area using the Landsat TM imagery. They have having easy operation and independence of the sample selection by manual operation. Okay, but this index having some limitations associated with the recording of the normalized difference built-up index. Okay, so the NDBI approach was unable to separate urban area from barren and open land. So when we apply the normalized difference built-up index, when we apply this formula, so there may be the possibility that your built-up area or your urban area will be mixed with the barren and open land. In some cases, the built-up area extracted by using this formula may have some part of the barren and open land. So it also suffered from the commission error, that is showing some vegetation as built-up area. There is a possibility that some vegetation area will also be considered as the built-up index when we apply normalized difference built-up index. Okay, so in that case, it is important that we can use built-up index instead of normalized difference built-up index. Built-up area index is very important. It is very much useful in comparison to the normalized difference built-up index, and these kind of built-up index are used in the metro cities where the urbanization is so much congested. Okay, so the problems caused by the use of normalized difference built-up index can be overcome by applying built-up index or built-up area index. Okay, so there are two indices discussed: normalized difference built-up index and built-up area index. So both the indices, both the formula are having advantages, and you can use any of the indices based on your requirement, based on your objective. Okay, and so it is another there is another concept as building footprints. So it is very important to extract the building footprints. The building footprints, the extraction of building footprints are very important to understand the urban sprawl, to model the city growth, to plan the facilities like hospitals, schools based on the city growth, and to monitor the master plan execution and to plan the transportation networks. So the extraction of building footprint is also important. The extraction of built up index is okay. You have extracted the built up area, but how to extract the building footprints to get the information about the urban sprawl, to get the information about the city growth, and also this information will be useful to monitor the execution of the master plan or execution or the plan of the transportation network. So for that, we can use satellite images to extract the building footprints. We need to have the multispectral satellite data sets like Landsat images provided by the NASA, and now the Sentinel-2 satellite images are available from European Space Agency. So the multispectral images either from Landsat or Sentinel-2 satellite data sets can be used for such kind of extraction of urban building footprints. But using these data sets, due to their resolutions, we will only be able to extract the building footprints, but not the individual buildings. Okay, it is not possible to identify an individual building, but we are able to extract the building footprints because of their medium resolution. To extract the individual buildings, we need the satellite images of high resolution. Okay, if you want to extract the building footprint of an individual building, so we need to have the high resolution satellite images of having spatial resolution less than 1 meter or 2 meter or 3 meter. Okay, but by using medium resolution satellite images of Sentinel and Landsat, we can only visualize the building footprints, not the individual building. Okay. So this is the Landsat data specification. The built-up area can be mapped using green, red, NIR, and short-wave infrared bands of the Landsat images. Okay, the Landsat 8. This is the table showing the data specification of Landsat 8 image that is having total 11 bands. Out of total 11 bands, the last two bands, 10 and 11, is thermal infrared bands, thermal bands. Okay, so the wavelengths are mentioned here, and the resolution is also here for different bands. So for out of total 11 bands, green, red, NIR, short wave infrared 1 and short wave infrared 2. These 5 bands are important in the extraction of built up area or in the mapping of built up area. So built up area can be mapped very easily by using these 5 bands of Landsat 8 satellite image. Yeah, this is the images of different bands that is useful to extract the building footprint. The first image is showing the green band, then an IR band, the red band, and short wave infrared band. So when we see or when we visualize the individual band, it will appear as a black and white image. Okay, so these are the 4 bands of Landsat 8 image at different wavelength intervals, starting from green, near infrared, red, and short wave infrared. Okay, now we are going to use these spectral bands. We are going to use these spectral information to extract the building footprints. Now we will see how we can extract building footprint by using these bands. Okay, but when we provide some color, okay, when we assign some color, so this is how it looks like after color coding. So green will be color, green will be given a color, infrared will be given a color, red and short wave infrared. So we can also visualize the bands in the color after color coding theme. Okay, so this is the formula. This formula is showing the band math formula. This is the formula that can be used based on the short wave infrared, near infrared, and the green and red band. So when we apply this formula, IBI, okay, IBI is a formula that can be written here: 2 cross short wave infrared divided by short wave infrared plus NIR minus NIR divided by NIR plus red plus green, that is divided by green plus red, and total divided by 2 into SWIR divided by SWIR plus NIR divided by NIR plus red plus green divided by green plus red. So when we use these four bands, green, red, NIR, and shortwave infrared, and we put these bands into this formula, so we can have the output result IBI. IBI shows you the urban area footprint or built up area footprint. So the entire image is will be displayed in the form of gray color, black and white image. These highlighted patches, the patches which is highlighted here as a white color is a kind of urban footprint, or you can say it as a building footprint based on the Landsat 8 image. And for that we have used green, red, NIR, and shortwave infrared. Okay, so this is the way in which we can apply, we can use different spectral bands, we can use different spectral response pattern of the satellite images at different wavelengths for getting the built up index. On the basis of that built up index we can extract the urban footprint. So this is the built up area footprint, or you can say the urban footprint. Okay, now moving to the next slide. So why these bands are useful for extracting the built up area footprint? So the normalized difference building index NDBI is derived from NIR and shortwave infrared bands, but in some cases the minerals have the peculiar signature in this spectrum when compared to the vegetation or the water. Okay, but also the sand and soil is having some minerals in that. So if we are having the spectral response coming from any sand and soil, so there may be some part of the response of the minerals. So NDBI sometimes had similar signature for the building and the sand and soil. So to enhance the building footprint, IBI is derived as a combination of NDBI, SABI, or NDWI. Okay, to avoid the problems caused by the mixing of the signature, mixing out of the spectral response of sand, soil, and minerals, we need to enhance the performance of building footprint. IBI is a index that is used to extract the building footprint. So that can be derived as a combination of normalized difference built up index, and SAVI is a soil adjusted vegetation index, or we can use normalized difference built up index depending on the plant cover. If it is a highly vegetated area, then we can go for normalized difference vegetation index. If it is not having much vegetation surface, vegetation cover, then you can use SAVI, that is soil adjusted vegetation index. So NDBI, NDWI, and SAVI or NDVI. So these three indices can be combinedly, can be integrated to get the extraction, to get the information about the building footprint. Okay, and here NDWI is the normalized difference water index. Okay, normalized difference water index tells us the water area. It will extract the water surfaces only. Okay, so by integrating these three indices we can easily extract the building footprint. Okay, so this is the figure showing how we can compute the IBI using QGIS software. So the raster layers, that is the green, red, and NIR and SWIR bands, will be first loaded into the QGIS software. Okay, then after this we can write a formula that can be written in the raster calculator of the QGIS. Raster calculator is a window, it's a kind of you can say the facility present in the QGIS. This raster calculator is also available in ArcGIS, and the raster calculator is also available in NV software with a different name, that is known as BandMath. Okay, so there is also option of BandMath in NV. They have the same facilities they are having in the QGIS and ArcGIS with the name of raster calculator. So under raster calculator we write our formula in the raster calculator expression. Okay, we will write our formula in such a way like IBI is equal to 2 into SWR divided by SWIR plus NIR. In this way, we can write our formula in this raster calculator expression, and we will select the specific wavelength interval, either green, red, NIR, and SWIR. And after running this expression, after running this formula, we can get the output. So for that, there is a option for this raster calculator. You need to go to first to the raster in which is available in the main menu bar, and under this raster option you will select the raster calculator option as, and then we can write, we can have this kind of window. Under raster calculator window, you can write, you can write a formula, you can write an expression by using different spectral bands, green, red, NIR, and SWIR, and then we can run the formula and we will get the result. Okay, after running that formula, we will have this kind of output, which is known as, which is a kind of urban footprint or building footprint. Okay, so this is the interface, this is the figure showing the interface of QGIS software. Using QGIS software, we can easily compute the IBI based on the green, red, NIR, and short wave infrared bands of the Landsat image, Landsat data. Okay, so yeah, this is the same way we can write the formula, we can compute the IBI using QGIS. For that, you need to go to the raster option in the raster calculator option in the raster main menu bar, and then you can write the index, you can write the formula for that index. Yeah, this is the formula, and when you get the result, when you get the output, the output value will be ranging between -1 to +1. Okay, you will have the image in the form of raster data, in the form of raster image, and that raster image can have the value ranging from -1 to +1. Okay, if you are having +1 value, or if you are towards the higher value, okay, it means density of built up area, and if you are having lower value towards negative, low density area. Okay, so plus value shows the higher density of the built up area, means it will show you the highly dense urban area, highly dense built up area. And if you are getting negative value or towards the negative value, towards -1, then it means it will have the low or no non built up area, that may be the water or vegetation. So in this way, you can easily extract the urban footprint using this formula, and that can be run in the raster calculator option present in the QGIS software. Okay, likewise, you can have the NDVI. NDVI is also having the range of -1 to +1. +1 shows the healthy vegetation, highly vegetation surface, and -1 shows the less healthy vegetation and less vegetation cover. Okay, so IBI is a built up index that can be calculated based on 4 different bands: green, red, NIR, and SWIR of Landsat 8, and you will get the output in the range of -1 to +1. +1 or higher value shows the density of the built up area, high density of the built up area. Lower value, or the values towards negative -1, will show you the low or non built up area like water or vegetation. Okay, so this is the way we can use this built up index for extracting the urban footprint. Yeah, this is the extracted building footprint. Okay, so when we convert this into vector using raster to vector converter. Okay, so that vector data, this this vector data, this vector data will be, can also be converted into the, this raster data can also be converted into the vector data using raster to vector conversion. So you will have the building footprint. This is the figure showing the building footprint. This color image showing the highly dense urban area, highly dense built up area in comparison to its surrounding area. So building footprint is very important to see the exact densities to see the exact information about the urban area in a city. If a city is having high built up footprint, or if a city is having highly dense area, so there is a not any possibility of future urban planning in that area. So here you see, this is the core of the city. If this is a, if it is a city boundary, so in between the city there is not much space for any other developmental activities, because there is a highly urbanized area. The built up area is having high density. Okay, this is highly dense built up area, highly dense urban area. So there is no any possibility, there is no space for some future urban planning or future developmental activities. So we need to move away from the core of the city. So the areas surrounding this core area will have some less built up index, less built up area. So new developmental activities, new construction can be done, can be performed on the areas, at the area that is surrounding this core city. Okay, so building footprint will tell us the density of the urban area in a particular location in a city, and it will also provide you the available space. It will also provide you the probable area that can be used, that can be utilized for future urban planning and future developmental activities. So this is the way in which we can apply the satellite images, we can apply the multispectral information for getting the information or for extracting the building footprint, so that we can have the prior information about the low density area or higher density urban area. And now we will go for the future urban planning and future developmental activities in that area. Okay, and now we can also perform the land use land cover classification. After extracting the built up footprint, after extracting the urban area only, we can also have different land cover classes. The different land cover classes can also be derived using different indices. Like if you want to extract the water bodies in the urban area or in a city, so you can apply the normalized difference water index. Normalized different water index highlights the water bodies present in that area. If you want to only map the vegetation surface, vegetation cover, then you need to apply normalized difference built up vegetation index. Normalized difference vegetation index extracts or highlights the areas having the vegetation surface or vegetation cover only. Okay, and you can also integrate the indices, you can also integrate the results derived from different indices to prepare a final land use land cover map of that urban area. So built up index highlights the built up area, vegetation index highlights the vegetation area, that is normalized difference vegetation index. Water bodies will be shown, water bodies will be displayed by normalized difference water index, so it highlights the water area. So you will have multiple outputs based on NDVI, NDWI, NDBI, or any other land use feature. So you can integrate, you can combine all this information, you can uh, overlay all these images based on NDWI, NDVI, IBI, or any other indices to get the final land use map of that study area. So that is a way in which we can do the land use land cover classification. And also when we are having the satellite images, when we are having any multispectral information, so we can also create spectral signatures. We can also have the facility to create the spectral signature based on different you can say the land cover classes, vegetation, water bodies, built up, anything. And we can do the classification using some classification methods which may be supervised or unsupervised classification methods. Okay, so based on any kind of spectral response, based on the spectral signatures created for different classes, we can perform the classification process. We can perform the classification either supervised or unsupervised, so that we will have the final land use land cover map of that study area. including the water bodies, the vegetation, built up area, and other classes if present there. So this is the way we can use different indices. So these are the indices. Either we talk about NDWI, NDVI, or IBI, or NDBI, NDVI. There are other indices also. That is SAVI, Soil Adjusted Vegetation Index. Okay, EVI, Enhanced Vegetation Index. These are different indices, and each indices have the facility. Each indices have the potential to highlight the specific land cover class, so that that particular land cover class can easily be identified, can easily be mapped on the satellite images. So this is the way we can use different indices, including the built up index for getting the land cover information, or for getting the urban footprint, for getting the information about the urban land use of that study area. These are some references which is used in preparing this PPT, and I also suggest you to go for these references. Try to read these references so that you will get more information, more detailed information about how we can use remote sensing technique for analyzing the urban growth, how we can use remote sensing images for getting the information about the built up area, how we can apply different indices for getting the information about a particular urban feature or particular land cover feature or any kind of real world objects. Thank you very much for today's class.